Now, Biden is slated to meet Democratic governors today to reassure them of his competence.
And he will be addressing escalating discontent among party leaders. This after Texas Congressman Lloyd Doggett became the first Democrat in the House of Representatives to publicly urge the president to now step aside.
Now, according to a recent Ipsos Reuters poll, 1 in 3 Democrats think Biden should end his re-election bid.
The calls for the president to sit out of the race are prompted majorly by his stumbling performance during last week's debate against Donald Trump. In an attempt to add damage control, the White House in a statement said that the face-off with Trump was nothing but a bad night for Biden.
We understand. We're not taking away from what you all saw or what the American people saw. We understand. It was a bad night. It is not uncommon for incumbents to have a bad night on their first debate.
However, the Ipsos Reuters poll also found that no prominent elected Democratic nominee would have fared any better than Biden against Trump. If we talk about the numbers here, both Biden and Trump maintained the support of 40% of the registered voters, indicating that Biden has not lost any ground since the CNN debate.
Now, as for the other Democrats, only Michelle Obama, the former First Lady of the U.S., outperformed Biden. Michelle Obama led Trump 50% to 39% in a hypothetical match. This despite the becoming author maintaining that she does not intend to run for president.
Speaking of Vice President Kamala Harris, she trailed Trump by 1 percentage point, that is 42% to 43%. A difference that lies well within the poll's 3.5 percentage point margin of error.
The given statistics show Harris just as strong as Biden. Harris has stepped out of Biden's shadow in recent months, becoming a key voice in the administration for abortion rights. Now, of course, coming to the rising star in the Democrats, California Governor Gavin Newsom. He performed marginally worse, trailing Trump 39% to 42%.
None of the elected Democrats tested against Trump have formally declared their candidacies, with several barely recognized at the national level. The poll, which was conducted online, surveyed 1,070 U.S. adults nationwide. Of course, as the polls show, despite the discontent as per the numbers, Biden hasn't really lost much ground. But we also spoke to our correspondent Susan Tehrani, who told us what impact this will have on the Democratic Party's chances in the upcoming election. Listen to this.
Representative Doggett's statement is a significant development in the Democratic Party's internal debate about President Biden's candidacy. While Doggett is just one lawmaker, his public call for Biden to withdraw from the race could embolden other Democrats to speak out about their concerns as well. And this could lead to an even more growing narrative that Biden is simply not fit to take on former President Donald Trump, which could ultimately harm his chances in the general election. Additionally, the fact that even some Democrats, even behind closed doors, are questioning Biden's fitness for office could reinforce Donald Trump's attack on Biden's age and health. However, it's also important to note that for now, Biden still has a strong base of support within the party, at least publicly, and Democrats will likely rally around him despite any concerns they may have. But those mega donors, well, they may be another story. Ultimately, the impact of Doggett's statement will depend on whether or not other Democrats join him in calling for Biden to step down and how the party as a whole responds to this growing criticism.
Susan also reports on how the White House has been dealing with that debate performance by Biden. And this is what she had to say on this. Listen to this.
President Biden's failure to personally reach out to top Democratic leaders in Congress, including Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, has sparked growing frustration among lawmakers. Despite the White House's efforts to downplay the issue, Democrats indeed have privately expressed concern about Biden's fitness for office. This development highlights the growing divisions within the party and the challenges President Biden faces in shoring up support ahead of the election. But at this point, it will have to be President Biden himself who would want to step aside, as DNC rules are pretty clear-cut.